If you are trying to sell a property that has sitting tenants, it does not necessarily have to be difficult, but unless you take the right steps, it can be somewhat hazardous. It is essential that where possible, you keep the tenant on your side. What are your eviction rights as the vendor? Once having decided you wish to sell the property, you just cannot turn up at the door and tell the tenants that they have to go. If the agreement does not have a specific period of time but is open-ended, you must check to see whether it includes a break clause, which would enable you to advise the tenant your desire to terminate the agreement. The tenant has the right to quiet enjoyment of the property throughout the tenancy agreement, which gives you extremely limited rights to access the building without the approval of the tenant. What are your rights to show potential purchasers the property? Have a careful look at the agreement between you and the tenant and see if there is a clause that will allow you access to the property, regardless of the reason. If there is such a clause, you must give the tenant 24 hours notice prior to your intended visit, and having done so, the tenant must comply with your request. Trying to sell a property with sitting tenants can be either a problem or a blessing in disguise. There is one final solution that you might like to consider. There are a number of UK property investors who are interested in buying good properties on a cash basis. There are a number of advantages for selling a property in this way. The question of evicting a sitting tenant does not arise so far as you are concerned, since after completion of the sale, this is no longer your problem. This responsibility will pass fairly and squarely to the investors, who will legally have to take over the terms and conditions of the present rental agreement that you currently have with the tenant. A property is an investment, and when it is time to sell and move on to another project, often the best way to do this is by finding an acceptable cash purchaser. If this is of interest to you, why not call us for a friendly chat or fill out the no obligation form on our website.